Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I'm going to detail the story of a murder between the Country Boys and the Eastside Crips. The Country Boy Crips and the Eastside Crips are two gangs who I covered before. Check that episode out if you haven't. In that episode, I detailed the back and forth shooting and killings between the two gangs, whose beef has been going on for several years. But in this episode, I'm going to detail an incident between the two that led to a murder. February 11, 2023, at around 2 p.m., Deadliest and another person drove from South Bakersfield to a home in East Bakersfield. Just before 2:12, Deadliest drove by an apartment complex in the 300 block of Clifton Street, where several people were standing outside the front of a home, and this home was in the territory of the Eastside Crips. Deadliest drove by several men twice before parking his car about a block away on East 3rd Street. While Deadliest waited in his car as a driver, an armed man he was with got out of the front passenger seat and walked across the street and watched the victims from a place on the north side of the home. While women and children were outside hanging out, the man fired multiple shots at several male victims, shooting 4 times. He killed an Eastside Crip named Jonathan and seriously injured a second person. After firing his weapon, the shooter went to Deadliest's car, and Deadliest then drove away. Surveillance cameras captured the February 11, 2023 shooting that killed Jonathan, who was only 27 years old, and also paralyzed another man, and both of them were linked to the Eastside Crips.
Bakersfield police continue to investigate circumstances surrounding a deadly shooting in East Bakersfield. Police tell us it happened about 2:15 Saturday afternoon on Clifton Street near MLK Boulevard. Officers confirmed that 2 people were shot. 1 died at the scene. A second victim is being treated for critical injuries as of tonight. The BPD confirms there was a shot spotter activation in that area, but it was actually a 911 call that ultimately alerted police to the shooting. Officers say they're looking for 2 gunmen tonight. We will continue to follow this story and bring you new information when we learn of it on our website, KGE.
The camera footage shows a black car parking about a street over, and a passenger getting out and walking casually to the home at Clifton Street. That's where the victims were hanging out. The passenger rounds a corner, and he fired multiple shots. He would then hurry back to his car, which leaves. Another camera angle grabbed a photo of the car's license plate, and it was registered to Deadliest's mom. Police identified the suspect's car in 2 days. It led the police to focus on Deadliest. GPS data obtained Deadliest's cell phone location and placed him at the scene of the crime. Deadliest will later be picked up by the police, but he will plead innocent. During his interrogation, Deadliest told the police he picked up a homeless guy who asked him for a ride to the Eastside Crips territory to buy weed. He would say they parked, and the homeless man got out. Deadliest told the police as soon as the homeless man returned, that's when they drove away. He would also mention he was playing music in his car, so he didn't hear any gunshots, along with only hearing about the shooting on the news. Deadliest wouldn't identify the shooter, saying he didn't know him, and there was no way he could identify him. Still to this day, the shooter hasn't been caught.
Man who police say was involved in a deadly shooting also making his first court appearance today. 40-year-old Deadliest Key is charged with first-degree murder and attempted murder. Police allege Key shot and killed 27-year-old Jonathan Crummy back in February on Clifton Street near East 3rd Street. Key is being held without bail and is due back in court next week.
On February 6, 2025, a Kern County jury convicted Deadliest of 1 count of first-degree murder and 1 count of first-degree attempted murder for his role in the shooting. Just being a driver can get you life, and Deadliest took the biggest L. He didn't commit the murder, but he got all the time, and the shooter at this moment is still free. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.